In this video, I'm going to explain how to convert quadratic function from standard form to vertex form by using computing the square method. As you know, the quadratic function in standard form is going to be y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. This is standard form. And the vertex form is y equals to a x minus h close bracket square plus k. So this is our discussion today, to convert from this into this function, into this form. So the first example is y equals to x squared plus 4x plus 10. So the first step, we need to get rid of the constant term on the right side of the equation. So we subtract both sides of the equation by 10. So we subtract by 10. So it's going to be y minus 10 equals to x squared plus 4x. And then the next step, you take half of the x term coefficients. The x term coefficient is 4, so half of 4 is 2. So you take half of the coefficient, divided half of 4, and then square it. So this is 2 squared, and this is 4. So you add both sides of the equation by 4. So this is plus 4 and plus 4. So it's going to be y minus 10 plus 4, or just write minus 6, equals to x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now after this, the right side of the equation, this one, is the perfect square trinomial. So what you have to do is, you just remember the shortcut. So put the bracket and then put x, put square in here. What's in here is basically inside the bracket here. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this is plus, so plus 2. If this is minus, then minus 2. So this number is basically just half of the x term coefficient. You just write in here. And then this is y minus 6. And then you add by 6 both sides. So just add by 6, add by 6. So it's going to be y equals to x plus 2 squared, then plus 6. Now, if you want to check whether your answer is correct or not, you just expand it again. You will get back into the original. So if we expand, just want to check. So it's going to be x squared plus 4x plus 4 in the bracket, and then plus 6. So this is x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus 6 is 10. So we will get back to the original in standard form, just if we want to check whether our answer is correct or not. And then the second example is when the coefficient of x squared is not 1. So let's say y equals to 2x squared minus 4x plus 3. So the first step is always the same. You just get rid of the constant term on the right side of the equation. So you subtract by 3 both sides. So it's going to be y minus 3 equals to 2x squared minus 4x. And then because the coefficient of x squared is not 1, so you take out the 2. So it will be like this. Y minus 3 equals to 2. Put the bracket and then x squared. So minus 4 divided by 2 is minus 2x. And then put some space here. So we need to add by quantities in this side and the left side. So that quantity is the same. So which is half of the coefficient of the x term. So the coefficient of the x term is minus 2. So minus 2 and then divided by 2. You square this. It's going to be minus 1 squared. It's 1. So you add by 1 here. Now normally we need to add by 1 here, but since the coefficient of x squared is not 1, so it's basically 2. So you need to multiply this one by 2 and then add it to the left side. So this is basically y, sorry. So this is basically 2 plus 2 times 1. So it's going to be y minus 3 plus 2 equals to 2x squared minus 2x plus 1. So this will be y minus 1 equals to 2. This is going to be x minus 1 here, and then square. And then you add by 1 both sides. So y equals to 2x minus 1 squared plus 1. And then the next example is still the coefficient of x squared is not 1, but this time the x term coefficient is not divisible by 2. So you will have fraction in the process. So the next example is y equals to 4x squared minus 5x minus 6. So you add by 6 both sides. So that's going to be y plus 6 equals to 4x squared minus 5x. And then you take out the coefficient of x squared 4 here on the right side. So y plus 6 equals to 4 bracket. This is x squared. 5 divided by 4 is just right in fraction, minus 5 over 4 x. Put some space, close bracket. So we need to take half of this x term coefficient. So minus 5 over 4 over 2. It's going to be minus 5 over 8 square. Remember, if we divide fraction by this, it's basically the same thing as multiply by the reciprocal of 2. So basically minus 5 over 4 over 2 is the same thing as minus 5 over 4. Well, this is basically 2 over 1. So if we convert into multiplication, we need to take the reciprocal of this. So it's 1 over 2. So basically minus 5 over 8. So it's going to be 25 over 64. So you add by 25 over 64 here. Now, since we have 4 here, the coefficient of x squared, so in here, you add by 4 times this quantity. So this add by 25 times, sorry, add by 4, multiply by this quantity, 25 over 64 on the left side. So it's going to be y plus 6 plus 4 times 25 over 64. And then on the right side is 4. So this one becomes x. In the bracket before we square, it's minus 5 over 8. So it's right in here, minus 5 over 8, close bracket square. So we need to simplify this on the left side. So y plus 6. So this we can cancel. 64 divided by 4 is 16. So plus 6 plus 25 over 16 equals to 4x minus 5 over 8, close bracket square. So it's going to be y plus 96 over 16 plus 25 over 16. So we multiply 6 by 16 out of 16 to make the same denominator. This x minus 5 over 8 close bracket square. And then it's going to be y plus 121 over 16 equals to 4x minus 5 out of 8 close bracket square. And then the final step, you subtract by this quantity both sides of the equation. So it's going to be y equals to 4x minus 5 over 8 square minus 121 over 16. Now the last example is the coefficient of x squared is basically fraction. So y equals to minus 1 over 3x squared plus 2x plus 1. So we subtract by 1 both sides to get rid of the constant term on the right side here. So it's going to be y minus 1 equals 2 minus 1 over 3x squared plus 2x. Take half of the coefficient of x term. So 2 divided by 2, and then we square it. So it's just 1 square. So here we add by 1. Oops. Sorry, I forgot. We need to take out the minus 1 over 3 first. So it's going to be y minus 1 equals to minus 1 over 3 x squared. And then 2 divided by minus 1 over 3 is the same thing as 2 times the reciprocal of this, minus 3 over 1. So it's going to be minus 6. So minus 6x. Put some space, close bracket. So take the half of the x term coefficient, minus 6 divided by 2, and then you square. So it's going to be minus 3 squared. So it's 9. So here you add by 9. And then here on the left side, because the coefficient of x squared is negative 1/3, so you add by negative 1 over 3 times 9 on the left side. So it's going to be y minus 1 over 3 times 9 equals to minus 1 over 3. So this one becomes x. Here is minus 3 square. And then you simplify this. So it's going to be y minus 1 minus 9 divided by 3 is minus 3. So it's minus 4 equals to minus 1 over 3 x minus 3 close bracket square. And then you add by 4 both sides. So y equals to minus 1 over 3 x minus 3 square plus 4.